is pleased to bring you our feature presentation.
To return some videotapes. 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 Videotapes.
Welcome back to Strange Glow Video on the Ectoviolence channel. I am one of your hosts, Alec, the usual host of the channel, and my brother, Justin, is here today.
Hello. Thanks for having me on the show.
It's our podcast.
It's our show, but you advertised on your channel, so
Yeah, I did something a little different with the thumbnail, just trying some stuff out.
there you go.
But we're talking Halloween 2025 tonight, mainly because I've been seeing a lot of videos, show up in my feed of different YouTubers being like, Halloween doesn't feel like it used to. Halloween is ruined. Halloween is different. And to those people, I say, you're just old. You're not a child anymore. Halloween still rules.
Yeah. Halloween's awesome. Your video's frozen on my end, so hopefully you're not frozen on the stream.
Yeah, you froze for a minute, but we'll see what this thing does.
Let me take a gander here at the live stream. Don't mind me.
All right, let's see. I'm refreshing it a little bit.
We got 3 watching, so
I'm moving around. Maybe I'm not. I'm not sure.
yeah, can you wiggle and waggle over there?
Yeah, I'm going left to right.
Yeah, you're moving. Okay.
All right.
Your video just stopped.
On your end? Well, if it's just on your end, that's fine, because
Yeah, it's probably just in my browser. I'm not that worried about it.
I'm still forced to do our live shows off tethering, because in this room where my studio is, my internet just doesn't pick up. So I have to connect to my fucking phone to tether, and that's how we go live. And so that's why we get a weak signal sometimes. But anyway, Halloween. So you have kids. Here's one of the big issues I've seen brought up for people with why Halloween feels different is because they seem to think Halloween trick-or-treating doesn't happen as much on Halloween night. And I will give you, it does seem reduced because of all these like trunk or treats and events and things like that. But those started being a thing when I was still barely trick-or-treating, like, you know, my last few years of elementary school. But when it was happening, like I remember going to one at the Great Mall, for example. And we would...
Yeah, okay.
It was like October 17th or 20th. Like it was a ways beforehand. And it was just another excuse to get out your costume and get some more candy. Basically. And now it seems like some people take it as a replacement. So I will give you that. It does seem like a little less people are trick-or-treating on their point. But I also don't know because I don't have kids, so I don't really participate in that.
So there's a few things. The neighborhood I currently live in does not have a lot of trick-or-treaters, but people also drive like Jag-offs over here. And so I wouldn't take my kids trick-or-treating in this neighborhood just because people are stupid over here.
Yeah.
That being said, though, I've lived in other areas where trick-or-treating is still very prominent, like where you'd literally run out of candy because you get so many trick-or-treaters still.
Yeah.
And it's still a huge thing. Trick-or-treating kicks ass. Like last year, we took the boys and Juniper trick-or-treating to one of our we got a mutual friend who was like, hey, just come over here and take the kids trick-or-treating in our neighborhood. And they invited us over there, and we went there and took them around there, and it was a good time and had a blast.
Awesome.
You know, like I also got married on Halloween, so I love Halloween. Halloween is amazing.
I mean, if you didn't get married on Halloween, me and my girlfriend probably would. So, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're the same way. I mean, we keep our Halloween decorations up all night, all year round. Like,
yep.
It's that vibe.
Yeah. I mean, Halloween is amazing. And it has changed over the years, but part of that is due to social media. Part of that is due to trunk or treats. The crazy thing to me
Culture
is
just
like,
changes and evolves too. Like that's natural.
well, what blows my mind is like you look at the number of churches that do trunk or treats nowadays. And like I remember back in the 80s that everyone's like, blasphemers, you're not supposed to do all this. Don't do all that. You know, like trick or treating's bad. And like
There's still a
this
tiny
whole
bit
long
about
thing.
of that out there, but yeah, it's nowhere near like it used to be.
Yeah.
I have Halloween
then-
propaganda tapes from the 80s and 90s on VHS. I've reviewed a couple on the channel. They're fun as hell, man.
Yeah, that's a really cool thing to have, to be able to look at and enjoy. And I don't know, like Halloween is still there. There's Halloween stuff up in all the stores. You know, like Starbucks does their cups, and like I don't even drink Starbucks, but you always know about it.
I'm drinking a Chucky Punch right now. Like Halloween season is here.
Yeah, as you can see behind me, like I picked up a 12 pack of the Angry Orchard Thriller pack from the Jason universe.
Yep.
And I got to tell you, man, this box is really well done. Like it's embossed in a couple of spots. Like this is a really cool box.
Yeah.
And I'll probably hang on to this just because it's such a cool box. Now, I'm not usually a big cider drinker by any means, but my favorite one out of this 4-pack is the Sinful Apple.
Yeah, I haven't
It's
tried
like a
that
cinnamon
one.
apple. Oh, yeah, it's good.
I've actually only tried the blood orange one with the Jason on the front.
Okay.
I've had 2 of those, and they were pretty good. But I do have the rest of the pack in my fridge. I will be, at some point, trying those over the season. I'm not going to name names of these specific YouTubers I've seen doing these videos, but I've seen one guy put out 2 different videos about Halloween being just different and not the same. And then, like, I watched only one of them and only for, like, half the video. And then I keep seeing more pop up in my feed from everybody else. And it's, like, a very common theme. And you see trends with videos on YouTube all the time, but I'm just like,
Yeah,
this is such a boomer take.
it is. And then the problem with that is it's just like anything else.
If you're in the chat, say hi, by the way. Give us
Yeah,
your
you
thoughts.
have-
There's at least 5 people in there right now.
You have to blame like families and parents and like the outside influence on this, because I love Halloween. I take the kids trick or treating. Like we're able to go trick or treating all the time.
Yeah.
And if you don't have good Halloween traditions, if you're not making the time to make Halloween traditions with your friends and your kids and your, you know, everyone else, like you don't even have to be a parent to enjoy Halloween. Like,
Yeah.
you know, even before I had kids, I loved giving out kids candy to trick or treaters. You know, it was like so cool to see them like all come by and like
Well,
be
you bring that up.
enthusiastic about it.
I do want to say that I've seen a lot of people posting, like, in one of these videos, a guy brought up TikToks, basically, where people are posting last year about, like, oh, I didn't have any trick-or-treaters this year, basically. Like, I had a whole bowl of candy and, like, nobody came by. And it's like people looking sad. Like, it's a girlfriend filming her boyfriend sitting there with a bowl of candy at the door. And then she's like, no one's come yet. He's so sad. Like, fucking watch some horror movies and eat the candy yourself. You're an adult. If you don't
Well,
have
yeah,
kids
and
yourself, chill.
I mean, I've done this before, and like we used to do this. Like we'd have spooky music playing on the speaker, so like when someone would knock or whatever, answer the door, you got some horror music in the background, like or soundtrack, or you know, like those little CDs and tapes they used to make. Those are so cool.
Yeah, I got a
But
couple.
you gotta set the ambiance, right? And you can't let kids not trick or treating your neighborhood ruin it.
There's one right now.
But at the same time, like use the resources, like the Nextdoor app. Like I don't ever fucking post in that app, but like you always see what's going on, so you can find out if there's trick or treating going on in your neighborhood, like when it's gonna be.
Sorry,
Like
I was
the
dusting.
yeah, no, you're good. The neighborhood that my boys live in, like I don't know if they did a Halloween party or their own trunk or treat, but for their street or two of like all the kids that live on it, they did their own Halloween party last year, and they did trick or treating. You know, so
Yeah,
I'm all about it. The more stuff you can do like that, the better, because you know, as a kid, it is such a bummer to only wear that costume like one night, and then you're wearing it around like basically all winter long when you're trapped in the house until springtime comes, and you're like, all right, you need to stop wearing that, or you know, you finally destroy it because it's, you know, kind of cheaply made usually.
yeah,
And if you're going to go spend the money on a Halloween costume and you can wear it to more than one event or have a blast with it, that's perfect. Like do the trunk or treats, go out there and knock on the doors and do all that stuff. And like set up the neighborhoods. I love just seeing like all the cool stuff that people do for it.
Yeah.
And there's so many places now that you can go do drive-through areas. Like there's a place out kind of over, probably not super far from you, but this guy has this huge setup, and like you just go literally drive through his property, because he's on a big couple of acre lot, and you can go do that. Like one of the neighborhoods I used to live in, this guy would always do like an elaborate walk through the whole house. Like he had his own haunted house, and the last year I was there, he bought a coffin. He's like, yeah, I bought a display model coffin from like the shop or whatever, and had it out there to display it. And like you'd walk through his whole house, and that was the busiest house on the street. And he would always collect canned goods. He's like, this is free. I'm just collecting food for Harvesters Food Bank. So you go over there and you drop off a can of food, and you get through the haunted house for free. And he would do that like usually the weekend before Halloween.
Yeah.
And then, assuming that if you luck out and you have a Halloween on a weekend, he would do it like Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night, or like at least a night or two around Halloween. So it was like a couple nights, and that was so cool to see people so passionate about it, doing such cool things with that, because I mean the passion's there. Like the animatronics, all the things you can put up in your yard are there. Like I don't necessarily love the inflatable stuff so much, because I think some of it looks like super cheesy.
That's just the evolution of Halloween for sure. Like,
but some of that, though,
we're
too,
blow molds people. At least I am. But I like other stuff too.
Yeah.
Like I went to Dollar Tree yesterday. We'll get into that, but I do want to read a couple of these comments real quick, because before they get super old. This says, what is that shit? Damn it, Yosha, you're in my way. I can't read around your head. Can you see the chat?
Yeah, I can see it now.
Read that first comment.
For real, Halloween is what you make of it. Horror movies, haunted houses, scary games. I celebrate all year.
Yeah, so I remember going trick-or-treating with some friends, and for example, there was one guy who hung a sheet on his garage and was projecting horror movies onto the front while people came up and would, trick-or-treat and stuff, and then we sat there for a minute and watched some of it. I don't even remember what it was at this point. It was just a cool experience. And Halloween was, for sure, it's just more memorable when you're a kid. It's more mysterious. And these days, it is partially nostalgia for a lot of us, for sure. We're trying to bring some of that back, because Halloween was always my favorite holiday as a kid. I mean, like, Christmas ruled because you got presents, but Halloween was like the spooky shit, man.
Well, I mean, Halloween, you always had a variety of movies, like, and that's Halloween movies that are like family friendly. Like you'd sneak in and watch the rated R stuff that would really scare you or terrify you as a kid. So that was always a blast, getting away with that. And like all the TV shows would have it. Like we had cable, so we lucked out, HBO, Showtime, Cinemax. Like they always play all kinds of horror movies around the time of the year for that. And my thing about the inflatables, I don't necessarily hate inflatables. I just think they lack some of the details that like the blow molds do. So like I love the fact that blow molds are popular, and I think there's some really amazing inflatables that if it's like a less detailed character, look amazing. So yeah, I mean I love the variety that you have out there. And then like pumpkin patches are still a big thing. Like you can still go do all this stuff. It's like just get out and celebrate the season, and don't wait till October.
Yeah.
Like as soon as Labor Day is over, bam, it's Halloween season, kids. We got 2 months of this. Make the most of it.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting things. I already checked out like Spirit Halloween and Dollar Tree yesterday. And we actually went by Home Goods.
Yeah, they have a good Halloween setup there. I love that place.
Like, it was actually crazy. I bought not very much shit or anything, but I bought a couple things at Dollar Tree, spent like $5. Literally got just some jack-o'-lantern socks.
Oh, okay.
Which I'm wearing right now. Hold on, let me see if I can get my leg up here. Hold on, this is for science.
I'll have to pretend like I can see it because you're still frozen on my video. And I don't want to be an asshole and like try to refresh my browser because it'll mess everything up. So
everyone else can see it. It's fine. But,
yeah.
So I bought those at Dollar Tree. I bought some Actually, I bought some Halloween plates at Walmart for like 50 cents each.
Nice.
I already got some Halloween candy, and I have a bunch of different colored jack-o'-lantern pails. I got a purple, a blue, and an orange and a pink, I think. And I've got one of those filled up with candy I've been hauling around and eating out of. And
Oh yeah.
so yesterday, we went to Spirit Halloween, and I picked up the Jason video game mask, the blue one with the purple straps. You probably can't see it, but it's on the shelf behind me now, next to the.
Okay.
I
Nice.
also have a Part 4 mask back there because that's like peak Jason. But that was pretty cool. Tatum picked up a little pumpkin outfit for Charles, our orange cat.
Oh, nice. I love it.
It's like almost a shawl, so it's like a dress around his body, so it doesn't hug his underside, but it has a little hood,
Oh.
and he's orange, so we always call him Little Mr. Pumpkin and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, we're getting into the season. Of course, I didn't spend a bunch of money at Spirit. Like there was stuff I wanted, but there was also stuff like that I was looking for that they just didn't have because it's hot items. Like they did have the Jason Universe mask, like that new version of the mask. They have a version of that at Spirit Halloween this year, which is kind of cool. Just to tie that in. Let's see. Let's read some more of these comments. Demo or Dymo says, I got a wig today and have been working on a child beauty queen character all day. That's disturbing.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, but like that's a real thing out there that like people really fucking do that to their children. So that'd be a fucking awesome costume idea. I like that.
Yeah. Cat. Yeah, that was Yoshi up here, my black cat. Demo also says, as an adult, I've had way more Halloween parties than New Year's. Yeah, I haven't really. I've had a couple parties here and there, and even we did a New Year's party once, or was that Tony did a New Year's party once, and it was Ghostbusters 2 themed, so it was almost like a Halloween party.
Our friend Tony used to do really epic Halloween parties at his house, like where even the bathrooms would be decorated a theme.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They had like the Ghostbusters one was insane, like people answering the door with quotes from the movie and shit. Like, yeah, it was a fun time.
Yeah, I love that stuff. I mean, and I feel like if you're in like a modern, well, if you're in a good neighborhood and you know your neighbors, you can do some like awesome parties because then you can get everyone together. Like I'm not a huge fan of HOAs myself, but like I know tons of HOAs do like a trunk or treat or schedule stuff. And heck, even one of our friends, Jerry, his neighborhood always does a good Halloween event, and like they'll always do the trunk or treat, and he'll have us out as Ghostbusters by the pool area over there, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to a lot this year. We always go to the Lewisburg Cider Mill, and now we're living even closer over by that area, so we're going to head out there, of course. And at some point, I already got some cider from there at the local grocery store as well.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to going to the pumpkin patch. Actually, I've decided next year I'm going to grow some pumpkins at home. I've got a spot that I think I want to try to go with, so.
We might have to communicate on that. Grow them at the same time, give each other tips and tricks as we learn along the way, because it's something I've been wanting to do for a while myself.
Yeah, well, we've got a garden going this year, so like we planted a squash, zucchini, cucumbers, like all those are like popping off. So I was like, okay, so like we're in a pretty good spot over here for this stuff.
Yeah.
So I definitely want to do some of my own pumpkins and have those going.
I'm just gonna shorthand your name to Without Parole. But Without Parole says, are you guys gamers? Some of the stuff in VR is terrifying. See, I think Justin's a little more caught up in modern gaming than I am. But at some point I do want to get back into it. Although my girlfriend's been playing like the Spyro trilogy remastered over and over on PS4. But the other day she bought Star Wars Battlefront 2 just to change things up.
Yeah, so I've got a PS5 and we've got a Switch 2. I haven't really messed with VR, but I've heard some pretty cool stuff about VR. I just haven't like jumped down the bandwagon of doing that yet, just because it's not a priority for the money. But with modern gaming, there's some really cool stuff out there for it. Like I've really wanted to take time to sit down and play like the Resident Evil remakes they've done.
Yeah, they were on PS4 as well, so I was like, I was looking at it in the store, like we might pick these up just so I can play through these sometime.
Yeah, no, and I mean, I think that's, and there's a ton of new horror games coming. Like they finally have,
There's a Hellraiser game coming.
there's a Hellraiser game coming, and there's a Halloween game coming. Like they already had the Friday the 13th game and the Ash versus the Evil Dead game, which a lot of those are like 4 versus 1 style play, just like
And
the
Friday the 13th
Ghostbusters.
is like no longer active. It was online only, so
Yeah,
I think they're working on a new Friday the 13th game though. With the
Probably.
Jason universe, I bet, because
yeah.
there'd be no other reason to shut those servers down as long as people were still playing them, and I think they were because people liked that game a lot. So they might just be making a new and updated version of it. Hopefully,
Hopefully, I mean, like I said, Ash versus Evil Dead is still going, and then Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed. Like a lot of that's, I think Elphonic's done several of those, and those are cool because they're multiplayer games. They're kind of fun. Someone's got to be the killer, someone's got to survive, or you got to be the Ghostbuster, be the ghost, whatever that looks like. And I love the multiplayer aspect of that, but I also love just like a classic scary horror game. Like, man, I remember when that first Resident Evil game came out, and like watched one of my neighborhood kids play through it, and he'd rented it. And then when Resident Evil 2 came out, I rented it, and like
I
was
remember
legit.
watching you play those games, and that was scary enough for me.
I mean, I legit, when I first rented Resident Evil 2, like I was getting the fucking heebie-jeebies, and like I did not play it a lot. And then like I was like, hey, can we go exchange this game? Like I'm not really super into it. And then I think it was only like a 2-day rental or something anyway. So then I just like sat down and got into it, and after that I was hooked. Like once I got over like that initial fear, but then after that it was like all the Resident Evil games that came after, 2, 3, the first one remastered, the director's cut, which is awesome. So yeah, man, those are such a blast.
Nick B says, you ever bought a moldy VHS and tried to clean it up? Found a Halloween VHS at a thrift shop, but has a little bit of mold in it. So there's a couple ways you can do this. I personally have not done it yet because I haven't needed to. I have a couple moldy tapes. I have a couple Star Wars tapes that are moldy. I just haven't tried to clean them yet. But yeah, VHS mold is an issue. I have talked about it and shown off that mold on this channel before sometime. But I think VHS's Life is the guy that makes some VHS cleaners, which you have to get on a wait list because it's like he hand makes them, and some of parts are like 3D printed. But like,
Yeah.
it's a mold cleaner that kind of copies what you would do with a VCR, which I'll tell you about in a minute if you were to mod it to clean tapes. But basically, it's just a little device that you attach some pads to, some cleaner solution, and it cleans the tapes for you as it fast forwards and rewinds through it. But you can look up instructions on how to clean moldy VHS on YouTube, and somebody will show you. But if you have access to a VCR that maybe doesn't work as well as the other ones, maybe the picture's bad, but it still fast forwards and rewinds, you can open it up and basically clean the tape as it goes along. There's other steps involved and stuff, but that's the best way to do it.
Without the kit. Yeah, I've seen a
because
lot of people do that.
The VHS's Life like cleaner, you can follow him on like Instagram. I think that's the best place, but he also has a website. But like people who use his VHS, like there's art museums, okay, and stuff in like Europe that have bought this. Museums all over the world use it to preserve media. That's how good it actually is. So it's like I would recommend it if you have the means. But I think he is behind on production. I wouldn't say behind, but he's on a wait list, you know what I mean? Just because it's a handmade product by one guy. But interesting stuff, though.
Yeah, and if you can find a VCR that works, at least will move the tape. And I say works because a great VCR for something like this would be one like where the output has gone bad, but it still moves the tape along so you can clean it. Because that's ultimately what that device does. It's mimicking that to mod your stuff to clean it.
It's
the other thing. The other thing I was going to say though, to help prevent mold, if you're storing VHS like in a garage or something like that,
to help prevent war, the Galaxy is on Orion's belt.
Yes, exactly. But you take those little pellets out of like shoe boxes and stuff that comes with a lot of goods, and I just throw those like in my storage totes in the garage now for anything that I'm storing in there. So that works for VHS too. It helps keep the moisture out of there, which obviously, you need to have a fair amount of moisture for tapes to get moldy, which, you think about how many people like threw those in the basement in a box, and then they decided to give it to Goodwill later on. And then we're going through all these tapes that are dirty now just because people didn't know any better on how to store them.
Yeah. Oh, Andrew Bayless in the chat. What's up, dude? Halloween is
man.
such a hit or miss here. Yeah, I think it can feel that way as an adult, for sure. And I think that's the biggest issue is you're not trick-or-treating. You're not, I don't know, as an adult, I don't hang out with people like I used to. You know what I mean? I mostly hang out with my girlfriend and my animals.
Yeah.
You have a family, so I'm sure that's who you spend most of your time with. And there is Halloween fun to be had. So I feel like with kids, it's way more in your face than it's going to be for people without kids like myself. But I go out of my way. Like, I follow Halloween news sites and stuff. Like, I was aware of this Chucky's Punch like months and months ago. Same with the Jason Angry Orchard. I'm like, ooh, that's going to be great this spooky season, you know?
You get all those notices and news and things to look forward to for spooky season. Like, I feel like that's half the battle.
That 4K box is coming out September 30th, and I have it pre-ordered. I can't wait because I'm going to spend the early days of October, watching through that and making a long-ass review video where I compare all of the new scans that I haven't already compared. Like, I'm going to skip the first movie. I'll talk about it, but I'll get to all the other ones that I haven't before, and that's going to be super fun. Like I said, we were talking about the pumpkin patch. I got some Halloween socks today, you know what I mean? I didn't ever have Halloween socks as a kid, but I have a fuck ton now. I buy them all the time at like Dollar General and Dollar Tree.
Well, and I think when you're looking at it, if you're in that age range, because here's where I feel like people that are saying Halloween's not as big, people are growing into that stage in life where they don't have kids, they're not going to have kids. And then they're like not invited to the Halloween stuff that's like super family friendly, or they're like, oh, they don't want to go because they don't want to be like the awkward, like we're the couple as kid or whatever else. But people are doing Halloween stuff all the time, right? And you just got to go out and find it. Like, there was Halloweens where, there's an arcade bar down here called the Up Down, and they've got locations throughout the U.S., but they always do a really cool Halloween costume contest around Halloween. And then down in we're in Kansas City, so there's this Power and Light area that does like a really huge Halloween party every year, and that's pretty cool because the local Planet Comic-Con like helps the cosplayers that do a lot of promotional work kind of get like some special access to that. But that kind of stuff's out there. You just have to be looking for it. Like, if you're not out there actively participating in Halloween or finding haunted houses to go to,
I was about to say, you have to get out there a little bit too, for sure.
Yeah. And you have to make it an effort. I feel like it's so easy to sit on your butt and be like,
there's like a Halloween pop-up bar in the city next over that we grew up in, we might hit that up.
Yeah.
Just spooky decorations at a bar, but like, I
mean, that's all you need,
themed
though.
drinks, stuff like that. Like, we do have some pretty dope haunted houses downtown. So if that's your thing, that's cool too. It's less my thing. I would appreciate like some of the stagecraft that goes into it, the makeup and the acting, but like, I'm not a big haunted house guy. So like, Halloween Horror Nights, I love the idea of more than actually the houses and stuff. I'd like to just go and hang out at Universal while there's spooky decorations and characters and merchandise, but
yeah, like they almost need to do it like where you just go explore that and just look around when they don't have actors and they're scaring you.
No,
right? Like,
it's not like it bothers me. I don't care about that. Like, I'd be fine. I'd go through them still.
I just mean, like, I would like the time to be able to like look around at all the details they put into that, because like they seriously go all out for that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Universal's actually doing
they're doing Terrifier this year, so that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, but beyond like just the normal LA and Florida stuff, they've got a new setup they did in Las Vegas, and they're taking one to Chicago here that's supposed to open up next year. So, and like those are more Halloween oriented type of haunt type things really than anything else. And so if you were to do that, like, could you imagine if they just had that going like all year long, or like half the year, whatever, not just, like when it's crazy to get in there. Like, yeah, do that. Just do that year round. Like when we went out to Universal, they still had one of the haunts up. We were out there in June, and they had the Walking Dead haunted house up that you could go through.
Yeah, I think that's permanent now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but I'm just talking like something like that's
I'm not
really
sure, though.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, because when we went, we did go through that, and I think that's a permanent attraction, though.
Okay.
But yeah, that's fascinating stuff. It was kind of cool. I mean, I was kind of over Walking Dead by that point. Otherwise, it may have been more fascinating. But all that stuff, like if you just think back of what we did in the 90s, like I recently posted a photo on my Instagram, the Ectoviolence Instagram, of me on our front porch. Did you see that?
Oh, with that, yeah, that gigantic pumpkin.
Yeah, like that's such a funny memory to me. Like I have weird specific memories of Halloween because I loved it so much, and that's one of them. Was like I remember finding that, and Dad having like use a blanket to get that fucking thing carried up out of the pumpkin patch and stuff. And then like it getting stolen off our porch and the skid marks on the porch. It was this giant pumpkin. I swear to God, it was almost as big as me. I was like 5 or 6.
It definitely weighed more than you for sure.
Yeah.
Like that was a gigantic pumpkin. Yeah, if you can see it. Did you post that? Or was that just in your stories, or is that on your feed?
It was both, but I posted it on my feed afterwards because I was like, I like that picture a lot. So
Yeah, like that's really cool stuff. The only thing I will say that is a noticeable downshift in Halloween is retail. Now you have Spirit Halloween, so like you go in there and that place is awesome, but I remember going into the grocery store in the 80s when they had like the Pepsi and Doritos,
oh yeah,
like Universal Monster stuff, and like going in there into the Dillon's that was like the local grocery store that we had at the time.
Yeah,
that was absolutely incredible. Like that was so cool.
Yeah,
so cool to see that. Like I just miss that kind of stuff.
Desperately, eventually, I'm gonna have that kind of stuff in our house. When we get like a house and have my basement, it's gonna have some of that in there. I really want that Elvira standee that has her and Frankenstein, and he's like Beach Frankenstein.
Yeah,
get that.
No, I mean, like I would say the retail stuff, they used to spend more on promotional stuff than they do now, and not that they don't, but like they kind of spread it out so everyone can do their thing. And like, yeah, sometimes you'll still see like the soda vendors do like the Ghostbusters logo. Like I see that one pretty regular because I think they've got basically a design for that, like how to do that now in like several different sizes. But you got to get like the store to have those, and then obviously that's product you want to be able to sell too. So
I miss Kmart, to be honest too. Kmart's Halloween vibes were fucking on point. Our local Kmart was just perfect. Demo says your basement better have an Alf puppet. Well, guess what? I have a whole, you can't see it right now, there's a whole shelf, a like glass case full of Alf stuff. I've got one of the little Burger King Alf puppets here in my case. I've got 3 of those. I need to get the last one. I used to have all 4, but then a lot of my stuff was in a flood, so I lost like all my Alf puppets but one of them.
Okay.
In that flood, and it was nasty. Like it was moldy. Like it had to go. You know what I mean? I couldn't keep it.
Yeah.
So I've got 3 of those, and then I do have that Alf doll that someone sent us.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
I have a bunch of stuff. We had a custom Alf figurine we made for our channel, Strange Glow Video. If you didn't know, I don't know if any of those are still available, but
I think there's 2 or 3 left, maybe. Yeah, it's this little guy right here. You can't really see it. He's in the case, but actually, I'll get him out.
I was about to say, I have mine in the case. I love that guy.
Yeah, he's.
I actually have an Alf mask. Like it's an $80 mask. It was new. It's like a silicone one with fur and everything. It's really sick, but it's old as hell too. It's from the 80s, and it has the tag on it and still and everything. It's on a mannequin head in there, or maybe I think I just have a towel rolled up in it. Go ahead.
Yeah, so this is your glow-in-the-dark Alf ghost, and I think we've got 2 or 3 of these left on our Etsy. I think I have
Walter Cronkite Moonring.
Yeah, and it says Strange Glow Video on the front, and he's coming out of a VHS tape that's slimy. So, like, we had to take our love for Ghostbusters and Alf and 80s and tapes and things, and like our friend Brandon Pierce did the digital sculpting, and our friend Tony Taylor Toys did the manufacturing of those for us. So like we were really lucky to have awesome people work on that as a project we did, and there's a couple left, so get one of those because those are like a very limited edition collectible item.
Yeah. Alf is one of those things on VHS that I have none of because I think there were maybe 2 releases of Alf VHSs in US, Canada, which I think are Project Alf, I believe, and the Alf Files, which is just like 4 Alf episodes with like an X-Files cover parody. But Germany has a fuck ton of VHS. Alf was big in Germany. I don't know if you know. You probably know this, but it's pretty crazy. Yeah, I've got a bunch of Alf stuff. You do too. Big fans. I got the cake pans, got masks, hats, Wendy's toys, books, coloring books. Fun stuff.
Yep. I remember when Alf first came out on DVD, and I was working at Target at the time, so I bought the first season on box set there. I still have that version of it, which is nice because I think there's a couple of things there that aren't on the Shout Factory box set.
There are. It's worth keeping. I did a whole video comparison on that. It's one of the most popular videos on this channel, actually, which I'm thankful for because I've done videos on Alf and Twin Peaks, 2 of my favorite things in the universe, and they both blew up. So I was like, fuck yes. Curate that audience of Alf and Twin Peaks fans, baby.
Yeah, I mean, Alf is such a great thing. I would love to see that. The next Alf thing I'm looking for right now is NECA's doing those little trick-or-treater costumes figures.
The Ben Cooper.
And I haven't... Yeah, the Ed Cooper ones. I have not found the Alf one yet. I want the Alf one. I did see the Beetlejuice animated series one the other day, but like while I loved Beetlejuice, the movie as a kid, the cartoon kind of pissed me off because I was like, oh, this should be fun. And then sometimes it was just dumb.
I actually really liked the cartoon as a kid. I was probably young enough that it worked for me.
Yeah.
But, I would get the Alf Ben Cooper figure. I only have the regular NECA Alf. I didn't get any of the other ones because I didn't like him or give a shit enough. I mean, the one that's kind of like the parody of the Burger King puppet intrigued me the most, but the rest of them were just like extra accessories. So I'm like, all right, I'm good.
Yeah, so I've got 3 of those. I got the first one they did, the Cosmicon Alf that was the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. I got that one, and then I've got the Born to Rock Alf because that's the Born to Rock Alf puppet that I have, and I also got the the little record that came with the puppet from Burger King for that. So to me, like, it was cool because I had that puppet, so I've got those there together, and the accessories were awesome. Really, though, what they should have done for Alf was just like what they did for Back to the Future and just sell me an accessories kit because, like, I don't need 10 Alf figures. And then the only thing that I do find that kind of sucks is, like, the scale of those is great, but Alf is fucking gigantic. So, like, you can't, like, pose Alf with other figures. The same thing was how they did the E.T. figures. Besides the Elliot, E.T., and the bike figure, which is, like, scaled a little more appropriately. But you're just like...
Did you ever pick this one up?
I can't see what you're showing, so...
Oh.
What are you showing?
Hold on, let's see.
I mean, you're still frozen on my end, so I won't be able to see what you're showing.
I know, I was trying to see if there was a way I could refresh it on my end. Video or anything, but...
Okay, yeah, and our chat box is frozen on my side, too, so...
Lame as hell. Well, I'm showing off the Kid Robot Alf, not the puppet, the smaller one.
Oh, yeah, I've got that. He's right in the case here in the corner.
Sick. Yeah, mine sits next to the Kid Robot. I forgot I had this one, to be honest, because it's just down in the shelf in there, and I was looking, I was like, huh.
Yeah.
There's also
I've got the big puppet, but Juniper was scared of it for a while, so I had to, like, put it away. So I'm not out here trying to traumatize my kids, so... Yeah. Yeah, that is one thing I'm surprised we haven't seen anyone release. Like, you know, they've got, like, the Gremlins figures. Like, if NECA has this, why don't they do a life-size Alf doll? Like, you know how fucking cool that would be? You know, for that price point, $300, get a life-size Alf doll.
I mean, I would buy it, but I don't know how many people would. I mean there is definitely an Alf audience out there, but...
I mean, if you did...
It is,
but if you're looking
for money, so...
Yeah, I was going to say, that would be something that, like, people would get put up for Halloween or whatever else.
I would keep it in my living room year round.
Yeah. Yes, I mean you should. I just
love
wish they
Alf.
would revive Alf.
Speaking of the Alf Halloween episode, I did a video on that last year as well, but that one's super fun with all the costumes. Alf shows up with that's one of the funniest jokes in the show. That style of humor where he's like has a zipper on the front of his stomach, you know, so it looks like he's wearing a costume, but he's just a short guy. And Willie's like, "Where'd you get that zipper?" And he's like, "Yeah, you know that old raincoat you threw out last week?" He's like, "Or you know that old raincoat you were planning on throwing out?" And he says, "Yeah, better hang on to it. I tore this out of your new coat."
That's awesome.
That shit rules. Yeah, that's good stuff though. I love Alf. I'm doing a couple different videos about Halloween movies this season. I'm stoked to watch. I've been in a little bit of a whimsical Halloween mood lately.
Okay.
It's like not just horror, but like actual childhood Halloween stuff that I watched, which I
Like
kind of dabble into every year anyway, a little bit. But and I
Okay.
haven't watched any of them quite yet. But I've been like, man, I really want to watch Hocus Pocus. Really want to watch Ernest Scared Stupid, Halloween Town. Like, it's the vibe this year.
Ernest Scared Stupid legit fucking scared me as a kid in theaters. Like I remember
yeah.
like leaning over to mom being fucking terrified because like Trontor is pretty scary.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's some legit terrifying shit in that movie. And then like Casper, I'm excited to watch Casper and the new release of that, you know, just to kind of celebrate. And I think they're gonna put that in theaters. So
Yeah, they're
I
putting it
might
the
try and
4K
go check
release
that
in
out.
theaters, so
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, but I love those family friendly movies. Like the Addams Family movies are pretty good.
Yeah.
Those are entertaining.
Addams Family Values I watch every Thanksgiving now. It's like added to that rotation.
Yeah, and I think if you watch just the regular one, the original movie, and then watch that one, then like that spreads them out and continues that joyfulness, you know,
Yeah.
like that. I just watched Hell of a Summer finally, and that was the movie that Finn Wolfhard co-wrote and co-directed with one of his friends, and you know, kind of for like low budget horror, it was entertaining enough. I liked it. I wouldn't say it's my favorite movie, but just for like the story of it, it's pretty interesting, and like the social commentary from like his generation
Yeah.
is pretty exciting to see. I think to me that's kind of what fascinated me the most about it. And I'm just like looking forward to getting into the spooky season and watching stuff I haven't seen this year.
Yeah, I'm trying to ease into it without blowing my load too quick.
Well, one thing I've been doing is I've been doing more audiobooks just because I drive a shit ton for work and I get a lot of road time. So like I just listened to Salem's Lot, the audiobook, and I had a really good time listening to that audiobook. And I'm doing the Lost World Jurassic Park right now. But after that, I think I'm going to try to find something else. It's like a spooky season style thing and not have it just be all TVs and movies and, you know.
Yeah.
I also read The Halloween Tree by Ray Bradbury. So like I love 1984.
Yeah, you got to see the cartoon of that
and,
Halloween Tree.
you know-
'cause that cartoon came out a little past your time, but like now would be good to watch it with your
Yeah.
older kids for sure.
And I say Ray Bradbury and I said 1984. That was actually George Orwell. I was thinking Fahrenheit 451. I love that. I love that book. It's like such good social commentary. And The Halloween Tree, the book is like an easy little read. And I'm not opposed to like reading a kid's book. Like when Zombie Town, the movie came out, it was like, oh, we got Dan Aykroyd in there. And I think, was it Chevy Chase or something like that? And I was like, all right, well, I'll read this little book and see what it's all about. And it's a fun little like scary kids book. It kind of makes me like want to just like plow through some like Goosebumps books, you know, but you
Yeah.
can read one of those a night and like get a whole bunch of really cool stuff going.
For sure. I got actually all my Goosebumps sitting here next to me. It's this many
Yeah.
probably. It's like I'm slowly collecting the whole collection. And I've got a couple even Fear Street books down here.
Oh
Which
yeah.
is fun. So the art on those
Yeah, I
is
mean-
always great too. And
Yeah. No, there's so much cool stuff there though. But yeah, like right now there's not like a mainstream book series, but I feel like it's probably ripe with the need for that in the market, right? Somebody could be doing some of these like scary books, as far as like the young reader.
Yeah, so there's another series I want to briefly mention here because every time we talk Goosebumps, I want to bring these up to people.
Okay.
I think you were a little too old for them by the time they were coming out, but one of my teachers read these to us, and then I got into them. But they're the Bailey School Kids books.
Okay, yeah, I've heard of those. I've never read any.
So, for example, this one's called Vampires Don't Wear Polka Dots. Meet the new teacher. She's something else. And by something else, they mean a vampire. They're really short children's books, kind of like they're somewhere between Goosebumps and Magic Treehouse. If anybody ever heard of those?
Okay.
Cupid doesn't flip hamburgers. Werewolves don't go to summer camp. Sorry, I'm trying to show the art there. Martians don't take temperatures.
Nice.
That's an anal joke. That's an anal joke right there. Even though she's in the ear, Martians don't take temp. That's a probing anal joke.
Mm-hmm.
Frankenstein doesn't plant petunias. The abominable snowman doesn't roast marshmallows. Like, just a fun, slightly spooky series, but it was, it wasn't as spooky as Goosebumps.
Well, like you can't ever forget about just going back to the classics. Like the original run of Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Is amazing. Like there's so many classic characters in that. There's like so many good episodes, and it's all like the spooky Halloween vibe. Like it doesn't all have to be like the craziest, goriest movies. Like there's so much Halloween variety from like every age group you could want. And like, let's face it, Scooby-Doo is so well written. Like you can watch that and enjoy it now, just like you could when you were a kid.
No, for real. It's perfect medium of like, you can watch Scooby-Doo, Where Are You still? And it holds up fucking great. I genuinely still do watch it. Like I fall asleep to Scooby-Doo all the time, like, because they have all of Scooby-Doo on, not all of it, but they have Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? And the Scooby-Doo show on Tubi. So I watch those at night when I fall asleep. But I've also got those on actual DVD, and I have a bunch of Scooby-Doo. Like I'm trying to collect pretty much all of the cartoon series up until the 2000s. Like I'm not interested in collecting What's New Scooby-Doo, even though I think it's probably the last really good Scooby-Doo series they made.
Yeah.
But like Pup Named Scooby-Doo, I think I'm missing the last 2 seasons of that. There's a couple things I'm missing, but
I think there's only 2 seasons of that.
There's like 3 or 4 actually, I think.
Oh, there was? Okay, because
I
I bought...
think there's as far as discs and releases go, I think the first one is one release, and then the rest of the series is the second DVD release.
Okay, yeah, because I think I've got season 1. Like I got a digital copy because I bought that through iTunes, and I don't know if I had a gift card or something like that. And like I was just looking to find some stuff that I wasn't readily available at the time. Like Tubi wasn't a big thing when I bought those. I've had those on digital for probably a decade now.
Yeah.
But yeah, Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? And A Pup Named Scooby-Doo. And Pup Named Scooby-Doo is actually pretty well written too. Has a good amount of the voice cast in there still. And it's pretty fun. But like that classic series, man, that is so good.
Well, the original run of the series is only 2 seasons. And then they came back. I can't remember. There's a lot of details in here, but they basically repackaged some of the later 70s stuff into the Scooby-Doo show. They repackaged some of the earlier mid-70s stuff as season 3 of Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Even though it's not technically. Then the real Scooby-Doo movies is another series that I finally found and was able to buy. It was like a $40 series because it's the one with all the celebrities. So it's like Don Knotts, the Harlem Globetrotters, all those Batman, all those episodes of that. So those are almost, I think those are hour-long episodes as well. So they're 40 minutes for a cartoon, but those are awesome. And then Scooby-Doo and the 13 Ghosts with Vincent Price, Scooby-Doo and Scrappy-Doo. I got all that shit, man.
Yeah, and the cool thing about that was like they essentially kept the same animation style through all those series. So even though like there's some title differences, the overall animation was extremely consistent.
Let's be honest. What's the best Scooby-Doo movie, actual movie, to watch during spooky season? I'm coming out right now. I'm saying it. It is
Zombie Island?
No, but that's in the top 5.
Okay.
It's Scooby-Doo and the Reluctant Werewolf.
Okay.
You seen that one? It's probably been a while, but that one's one of the late 80s.
Okay.
They did, in the late 80s, they did Scooby-Doo Goes Hollywood, which was kind of like unrelated. I
Mm-hmm.
think that's what that was called. And then they did 3 movies. Scooby-Doo and the Boo Brothers, Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School, Scooby-Doo Meets the Boo Brothers is what that's called, and Scooby-Doo and the Reluctant Werewolf, where Shaggy turns into a werewolf and then is in a like drag race with Dracula and Frankenstein and all these people. I think Dracula's actually just running the race, but
Okay.
like he's racing a werewolf car in it and shit. Like he has to represent the Wolfman in that because they were short a Wolfman for their monster race or whatever it's called. So exactly,
cool.
the red shirt Shaggy. That's what he's wearing, a red shirt in that one. But the werewolf Shaggy is funny because he just basically has like a dog nose and a little scruff around here, but he still has his hair and shit.
Oh, yeah, that's fun.
Sharp
Love
teeth
that.
though. Yeah, but that
Yeah.
one's great. Scooby-Doo, all those movies, The Ghoul School, Boo Brothers,
Mhm.
Zombie Island is obviously one of my favorites. Which, an interesting fact about that one to me is that's when they started making those Scooby-Doo movies again in the late 90s. Since
Yeah.
Reluctant Werewolf and all that stuff, that was the first new Scooby-Doo in however long, and they actually like animated it in Japan for the first time as well. So like the first 3 movies that they came back, or 3 or 4, were done in Japan, I think, which were
Mhm.
Scooby-Doo and on Zombie Island, Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost, which is great and has Tim Curry in it.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
That one's really great. And then Scooby-Doo I can't remember what order, but I think Alien Invaders was next, which is awesome. Great movie as well. And then Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase was the last one I really liked out of that series. But that series is kind of still going. Like every now and then they still release new Scooby-Doo movies in there, and I don't know if they've ever restarted the continuity or anything, but
Okay.
there's a lot of those out, including this Courage the Cowardly Dog collaboration they did a few years ago, which is great,
Yeah,
too.
that was actually a pretty good one. I enjoyed that. We watched that when it came out, and it was fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I was never a Courage the Cowardly Dog guy. I mean, I was too old for it, but seeing like how much you enjoyed it and seeing like how fun that episode was, or that episode, I say episode because it felt like an episode, but it was a good crossover.
Yeah.
For sure.
Sam Cooper in the chat. Mystery Inc. is a good series. I can't remember which one that is. I haven't checked it out. Be Cool Scooby-Doo is very funny. I'll have to check some of them out for sure. The Werewolf and Where Are You scared me as a kid. Yeah. The Creeper was scary as a kid, man. There was some scary ghosts in Scooby-Doo for sure.
I mean, the animation was so good on that, like being spooky. Like when you realize how simple that animation was, but yet how like effective it was at storytelling. Like that's so good. I love that.
The Space
And I-
Ghost episode, you remember with the, like, it's a astronaut, but it's a skull in the costume, and it like goes.
Oh, okay.
Fucking
I
rules.
think
dude.
I've seen that one. Yeah.
That one's in the original series. The clown was at where they're at like a circus and there's a clown and shit. He was creepy as hell,
Yeah.
man. There's so many good things in there, and too iconic.
Oh, and that's the thing. Like, you get a series like Scooby Doo, and you grow up on a series like that, and like Spooky's in your blood because that's a year-round thing, just
There
like
you
the
go.
real Ghostbusters was. It was like
Space Kook. Sam Cooper said that's what he was called.
okay, yeah. But I love that stuff that helps you enjoy Halloween year-round. Like Halloween is a lifestyle for some of us. Like it is so awesome.
Yeah.
Love it. Like I'm at the point where like I'm geeking out over Halloween, and I think like I probably won't do it this year, but I think like next year I might like dig into the actual history of Halloween and like, like find some historical books, like just speaking factually of it and just
Yeah.
try to get down the rabbit's hole of it. And I've got a few bucket list items that I need to see Salem's, Massachusetts for Halloween. But like all the travel guides say is like if you go out there around Halloween, it's like absolutely bonkers. They say if you go out there like in September or early October, you're like better off to enjoy it more where it's not as crazy and crowded. But I'm just like, man, I just want to get the full Halloween experience out there though.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, even like when I watch a movie like E.T., like the nostalgic vibes are like because isn't it Halloween at some point near the end of the movie there
Which
in
movie?
E.T. in E.T.
There's a Halloween scene, yeah, where
Yeah, and I just remember like that is such a nostalgic scene in that, and you're just like, it captures like the '80s and like the love of Halloween there, and like that little that moment in there, like,
I'm literally picturing that where the camera lens is looking out the two holes and under ET's costume because he dressed up as a
Mhm.
ghost. Right?
oh yeah, 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 and so like you get all these cool things now, and like they still do tons of Halloween movies, and I love shows that do Halloween episodes, like,
That's my favorite
um,
too. Is an underrated thing is to go watch Halloween episodes of
oh
series
yeah,
like Fresh Prince was.
uh-huh,
I think I did that last year too. Top 10 Halloween TV episodes, but like Fresh Prince, Alf, all sorts of different cartoon series depending on what you're into. But like
yeah.
any sitcoms and long ongoing series like that, they surely have Halloween episodes.
Well, and like, the
Simpsons,
Goldbergs, right? The Goldbergs had Robert Englund on as Freddy Krueger
yeah.
in full makeup, but that was fucking awesome. That was so cool. And like, I know that show kind of ended with some controversy after what's his name turned out to be a scumbag, but that is such a well done series. Like, that is a modern TV series that, due to the source material and the writer, just felt like an '80s sitcom.
Yeah.
So, like, I haven't watched the entire thing, but like, it's one of those shows I'll sit down and watch if it's on, or it's kind of one of those series I've got on as a background thing. Like, if I don't want to have to pay super close attention, I'll throw one of those on.
Oh, the Freaks and Geeks episode.
Oh,
The Halloween
yeah.
episode of Freaks and Geeks. Really good.
Hmm.
And I need to rewatch that series. It's been a while. I have the whole DVD
Yeah.
set because that's a great and underrated series. I mean, it
Hmm.
kind of has its people who like it and follow it, but it's the younger generations aren't picking that one up and enjoying it. I think it's mostly older people at this point. People my age were people who like missed it but grew up watching like some Seth Rogen and all those types of guys, so we embraced that series immediately. But that series is really deep and interesting, and hey, we met the creator of that show, Paul Feig.
Oh, yeah. That was awesome. Yeah, no, that's, I mean, that's one thing that's, I think, is overlooked in Halloween stuff, is like the classic TV episodes, like even Quackbusters, like the Looney Tunes video.
I was about to say
Like,
that's
that is such a good one.
I actually
Love that.
have that's in a video I have coming out this month or next
Yeah.
month. I haven't decided, but basically like kids top 10 kids horror movies, and that one's
Yeah.
on there because man, that was always fun when Cartoon Network played that. I would always catch that airing,
Hmm.
and as a kid I even knew what that was. They had basically taken a bunch of old cartoons, made new scenes to take place in between them, and drafted a story that was like basically Daffy Duck opening up a paranormal private investigation firm and hiring all
Yeah.
the other fucking Looney Tunes characters and shit. That's a super good movie. I want a physical copy of that.
The execution on that is phenomenal, because like they're like taking existing stories, rewrapping it up in a package, adding new content to make that all like its own thing. Man,
Well, they
that is so good.
overdubbed old lines in the old stuff too to
Yeah. Yeah.
help it fit the narrative.
But I remember watching that at Granny's house. Like, it was on one time when I was up there in the fall, and like just watching that, and you're just like, man, that's such a good movie.
It is interesting how Looney Tunes was still big in the 90s, or like at least made a comeback. I don't know if it was always big throughout the 70s and 80s as well, but it was big. And it is, kids these days don't give a fuck as far as I'm aware.
Well, they used to show the reruns of Looney Tunes all the time, and then you had Tiny Toon Adventures, and
Steven Spielberg's
Eh.
Tiny Toon Adventures.
yeah, and then Animaniacs and Pinky and the Brain. And like, you had all these like new and I say new because in the 90s they're new, but you had these new animated series, and so like kids watching that would be way more inclined to watch the rest of the Warner Brothers reruns, because they kind of knew who those characters were.
Yeah.
They're familiar with them because of that. So that those new shows added value to the rewatch of those older cartoons, right? And I think that was a really cool way to do it. You got modern stuff on there. I mean, hell, I remember like on Tiny Toon Adventures, like there's an episode where there's like they're spoofing Freddy Krueger and it's Freddy Cougar. And it's
Yeah.
like, so it's this cat with these long claws and like the striped shirt and the fedora and everything. And like, such good, the content was so good for the time. And not that it's bad now, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to sound like an old guy, but now you can pretty much go find like whatever you're into, and it's so easy because it's so accessible. So back then, you basically just had to enjoy what was available to you, unless you could go to the video store.
Yeah.
So
And the thing is, I live in a video store now, so I do spend a lot of
Exactly.
time like flipping through these movies like you would in a video store. What do I want to watch? And I'll take like what I'll do is I'll just essentially act like I'm renting some movies. I'll take like 5 out there and then pick which one to watch.
yeah, take 5 of them out of the room, and like when you got home from the video store, okay, what are we watching first?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I love that aesthetic because it's such a vibe, and like people that haven't gotten to experience that, like, it makes movies so magical. Which, there's a number of reasons why like modern movie going is difficult. Modern movie going is difficult. Like it's expensive, I get that, but like,
No, Demo, I don't think kids are not. I don't think they're wearing tees with Bugs Bunny wearing the Flava Flav necklace. But I'm sure they're also not wearing like leather jackets with the Tasmanian Devil or Tweety on the back like they were in the 90s.
no, man, like as a parent, I will tell you, kids' clothes is so fucking weird nowadays. Like, yeah, there's all kinds of like cool kid shows and shirts and stuff like that, but at the same time, like the whole transition to like athleisure wear for like everybody is like, I grew up fucking wearing jeans. Like, if it was not summertime and you weren't wearing shorts, you were wearing jeans. And like, I can't get either of my boys to wear jeans. Like, they just don't like them. They're just not comfortable. And I'm like, man, they're durable for me. Like, that's what I'm comfortable in. But like, I get it. Yeah, you're wearing something that's like super cozy and comfortable. I mean, yeah, it's just wild, like, and I don't feel like there's like enough mainstream spooky stuff for kids now. But I say that, but then like my kids wanted to watch K-pop Demon Hunters the other day, like, right? So like,
Yeah.
we all sat down and watched that the other night. And they're like, hey, can we watch this movie? And I was like, hell yeah.
I was about to say,
Mostly
how was
because-
that? Because I heard interesting things about it.
The animation style was pretty unique, so I enjoyed that quite a bit. Story wise, like all my kids watched it, so like nobody got scared during it. And I saw some reviews and like, oh, don't let your kids that are like too young watch it; they might get scared because like they're soul suckers and stuff. And I'm like, the animation has some neat looking stuff in it and some spooky looking stuff in there, but not enough to like have anybody like say they were scared or outright scared of it. So,
Yeah.
and then the music was interesting too. So like I enjoyed it. Like I wouldn't have necessarily gone out of my way to watch it on my own, but obviously as a movie fan, I want the kids to watch movies. So if they want to watch a movie, I'm going to watch the movie. Like no questions asked, basically.
100%. I feel that.
So-
Yeah, I don't know. There's lots of interesting. You should check out. See if they sometime this season would be into Phantom of the Megaplex on Disney Plus.
Okay.
It's a Disney Channel original movie, so it's made for kids. It was made for TV for kids in the late 90s or early 2000s.
Okay.
It's one I watched. It has a couple recognizable people in it, but it's basically like Phantom of the Opera, but at a movie theater, kind of.
Oh,
So-
okay. I
and
like that
basically,
idea.
like, there's this. The plot is about this teenage boy who works at the movie theater, and he's like an assistant manager. He takes his job super seriously. And his younger sister and younger brother are going to the movies that night, and it's like, it's the premiere of a new movie is happening at their theater, and they're lucky to have it happening there. So he's super uptight about that. But then there's like somebody that keeps sabotaging stuff. The Phantom of the Megaplex.
Okay.
It's pretty sick.
That's
though.
fun. Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
It's not super
like
scary
that.
at all, but it's like fun and like honestly, the movie theater vibes, the vintage movie theater vibes are enough that you yourself, I think, will be like,
Just enjoying it for the set
yeah, like,
design.
and
Okay.
it's just it's good times. I actually want to go watch it now. I'm gonna watch it this season sometime because underrated.
Yeah, and that's like you got to have Halloween be this generational thing, right? And even if you don't have kids, like you're still carrying on these things and supporting Halloween in ways that like just keeps it fun and excitable and accessible to everyone. Like be there for your nieces and nephews, be there for your community to hand out candy to trick or treaters. Like go to the events, go have fun, do these things, support these things because oh man, like I have so many good memories of Halloween, like so many badass Halloweens that like I can just like look back and think to.
Yeah.
Like, and some of them are really cold and like miserable. Some of them weren't. I mean, like the very first house I remember living in, I was a real Ghostbuster when I was in kindergarten that year. And like when I drive down there, I remember when I drive by that house, I specifically kind of remember Halloween that year, just like kind of where I was, like the look and the smell and like the experience of like the leaves falling over that area. Like it's just a whole thing that like
Yeah.
I deeply remember that Halloween. And like there's some Halloweens that I remember better than others, like uh Halloween in junior high, like with a pretty good group of my core group of friends from then. Like we just went over to my friend Daniel's house and like had a get together and stuff there, and like just so many awesome things. Like you got to encourage that stuff.
Yeah. Anything you're looking forward to this season other than stuff we've talked about as we're rounding out the end of the show here?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, I want to get out and like go do the Halloween shopping and like go look at stuff. The other thing I've already started to do is um like I'm always looking to like upcycle stuff. So like we had some pieces of wood at work that were going to get like thrown out. They came on some pallets, but they're very thin, but I'm going to make some headstones out of those and put those in stakes and put them in the yard. And so like I'm wanting to do some like movie reference ones, so like I might do Emmett Brown.
I was about to say, hell yeah, you got to do Emmett Brown.
Yeah.
Who else you got?
I mean, you could
create
do
Beetlejuice's headstone. That'd be a lot
Yep.
harder.
Yeah, you could do George McFly's if you're going to go with the Back to the Future route there.
Jason. There's plenty.
Yeah, there's so many cool references there, and it'd just be a fun thing to do.
What
And
is she
like
buried under in Kill Bill? What's the name on that headstone?
oh yeah,
another
that's a
one.
good one. Yeah. Another really cool thing to do for like a yard display, but it's kind of a deep cut, would be to do like the Freddy glove pulling down a Jason mask into the ground. That'd be really fucking dope to do as like a yard display piece. Actually, I bet if you did that and like sold that, people would fucking buy a ton of those. Because you could just put that right by the front of your house, and like anyone that knows Jason Goes to Hell, like come on now, that's a good one.
Yeah. Sam Cooper says, be sure to watch Garfield Halloween. I always try to find the specials from the 80s cartoons. I'm not sure where you can easily find that. I'm sure if nowhere else, Internet Archive has a great like broadcast version of that somewhere with like some Halloween commercials and shit,
Yes. Internet Archive cannot be understated for how fucking awesome it is.
No. And while we're talking about spooky season at Internet Archive, look up some old Monster Vision Joe Bob Briggs broadcasts on there.
Oh yeah, because the commercials and stuff too.
The commercials, and that stuff doesn't air, but you can find like the Friday the 13th marathons and shit on there with him talking and
nice.
watching several Friday the 13th movies, and that's super fun for Halloween also. And
yeah, I
like
remember like
vintage
watching
commercials. This is a thing
Oh,
people
yeah.
do now. That you don't get on those 90s Halloween commercial compilations on YouTube. Just throw them on the background.
Yeah. Yeah, so much cool stuff out there. The Garfield one, so I bet would be awesome because, man, Garfield, the cartoon Garfield in the 80s was awesome. Did Heathcliff ever do any Halloween specials? I wonder. I need to look that up too because Heathcliff was like a weird fucking show too. Yeah. And then like obviously I think Disney Plus is really good about doing like all the Halloween all the Simpsons Halloween episodes, what do they call it? Treehouse of Horror.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm not a huge Simpsons guy. Like, it had its place, but it just never grabbed me. I'm sure if I sat down and watched a bunch of it, I would like it, but like, there's certain eras and stuff, and there's so much of it, it's just hard to even get into. But there is like a good South Park Halloween episode I enjoy where Randy buys a Blockbuster that's going out of business. This is like probably 10 or 15-year-old episode, but it's going out of business,
sure.
and he buys it and like slowly starts going insane because no one's coming in there, and it's like The Shining where he's like literally staring at the shit,
Oh,
like
yeah,
The Shining out the window, you know.
absolutely. Yeah, and then go watch like the made for TV 80s movies, like if you can find those as well. Like Saturday the 14th. Like it's terrible, but it's so amazing and like such the best like vintage way.
Yeah.
Like go find that stuff because it's good. It's good.
I think there's also a Grinch Halloween special.
Oh, was there? Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. He made another appearance for Halloween, I believe it was. I've never seen
Nice.
it, but
That'd be something to check out and like kind of see how it is.
yeah.
Yeah, but man, I love Halloween. I hope you love Halloween too. And don't listen to the naysayers, man. Halloween is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. Like people love it. The amount of like yards of people like going all out. You just got to go out and drive the neighborhoods and appreciate that stuff.
Yeah.
Go out and find it. Share it on social media. Like you don't got to share someone's like address or whatever, but just be like out there and be like, hey man, like the neighborhoods are popping. Go out there and make the videos and show that people are out there celebrating because it's a kick-ass time of year. My favorite time of the year.
Hell yeah. That's the thing is, like, I spend all summer waiting for it to get here, and then when it gets here, I'm like, shit, I got to do stuff before I'm out of time. You know, I get a little bit of anxiety about that, but
It is like you really have to like make a concerted effort to enjoy the most of Halloween season because like September's tricky because you've got Labor Day early on in the month, and then like by the time you're done with that, you're like pushing out, and like people are like, oh, it's too early for Halloween. You're like, no, it's not. I'm trying to get my full 2 months in, but you're not even gonna get your two full months in.
yeah.
And then if you want to watch a movie every night, like even people that do the 31 days of October where they watch a horror movie every night, like that's an awesome challenge to do. And I would say it doesn't have to be a movie every night. It could be a TV show. Read a Goosebumps book, but do something spooky every day in September and October, and I guarantee you will enjoy the season so much more than someone that doesn't do that.
And if you're a nostalgic Halloween person, who's maybe not like super knowledgeable about deep cut movies and stuff, check out the WNUF Halloween special this season.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
It's
That was fun.
One of the best Halloween vibes you can get out there. There is a sequel to it if you like that. Check that out as well. But let's see here. Psych has a few Halloween episodes. Scary Sherry and a Friday the 13th spoof. See, I've seen 2 episodes of Psych approximately, and I have interest in watching more. The first one was like a Breakfast Club referencing episode, and then they did it like a Twin Peaks parody episode. So they go to this like weird town and are investigating this whole thing, and they have lots of characters and actors from Twin Peaks are in it cameoing. And I think that's kind of like one of the gimmicks of the show is that they did that a lot of pop culture references. So I
Yeah, that's
should
fun.
check out more of that show. I don't know if you've ever seen any of it. It was like mid 2000s, I think.
Yeah, I think I've seen a couple episodes of it, but that is definitely something to go check out. I love people calling this stuff out because there's so many awesome things out there that I never experienced,
Yeah.
like in the early to mid 2000s, like I was a young adult and I was fucking broke. And so there's a lot of shit I missed because I didn't have cable for the longest time. And like, if I couldn't buy it at the $5 bin at Walmart or occasionally rent shit at Blockbuster, like it wasn't on my agenda. So like there's shit I missed just for a good, probably 5-year period where I just like couldn't afford to do awesome shit.
Yeah. Well, that's about it for tonight's episode. Next week, we'll probably be back with talking about The Long Walk, the new Stephen King film. Should we both be able to see that by this time next week? So
Yeah, and I think I'm excited for that. Like, Stephen King is so renowned for everything. He's, like prolific writer, great with the horror stuff.
yeah,
But this is like his sci-fi world, which is supposed to be like, I don't know, man. Like in Halloween season, I enjoy stuff that's like existential as well as just scary in general.
well,
You know what I mean?
This is horror adjacent. It's kind of like thriller. It's not
Yeah.
so much sci-fi, as far as I know. It does seem like a post-apocalyptic thriller kind of vibes.
Yeah, like I don't think that's like super futuristic. I think it's just like fucked up future where like shit's gone to hell. So I'm interested in that.
It's
And then we also got the Running Man later on. So like, Stephen King did these under his pen name because they weren't traditional horror. So
Yeah.
Nowadays, though, they're like, "Fuck your pen name, man. We just want to slap your name on this because people know you." And I'm
Sam-
like, "Fair enough."
Sam Cooper. I've done that once or twice before. He said you should do a watch along movie where we all queue up our copy and watch together.
Oh shit, that would be awesome. Yeah, I would love that idea. We could do that on a Tuesday night and queue something up.
It'd be very. It would take a lot of setup for me to have to be able to do that, but like, could potentially happen. I used to do it occasionally on TikTok and stuff.
Yeah.
And I did one on this channel with Night of the Living Dead. Because that movie is in the public domain, even though somebody else tried to claim it, and I had to fight that off.
Yeah.
Because if something is public domain, it's probably still going to get claimed on YouTube by some other jackass claiming they own it when they don't, in fact, own it either. So you
Yeah.
have to fight that stuff. But anyway, that's probably it for tonight. Like I said,
Yeah.
got a couple things. Long walk next week, probably. You know what I've been thinking about doing for my just regular review of that?
What's that?
Is putting on my lapel mic and
And
walking
just going
down
for a
the
walk?
street
Yeah.
to review that.
Shit, you may as well. The last thing I will say is don't sleep on the pre-1980s movies either. Like, you think, go back to Abbott and Costello, like go back to like some of the black and white films that were not like necessarily the monster movies, but like the comedy monster movies. Like, some of those are real fucking good movies. Like, you don't want to miss those.
Yeah.
People don't talk about those as much as they used to, but you can find like DVD sets of those, all kinds of places for super cheap. So don't sleep on those ones. Those are good.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be trying to check out some Hammer horror this season. That's one of my blind spots. Like, the last 10 years of my life, I've kind of been dabbling in Universal horror and like more low budget and unknown 80s and 90s horror stuff, but haven't really delved too deep into Hammer yet. And I think I'm going to do that sometime.
I mean, I think there's a big opportunity there, even to really just enjoy like how horror has grown from like the original stuff, like even going back to the original Nosferatu, where you had someone performing the film score on piano for the silent movie. Like, just the evolution of horror and like how far it's come and like how many genres and subgenres it has now. Like, that's amazing. But yeah. All right, thanks for tuning in, thanks for chatting. I guess we'll see you back at it next week.
Alrighty, everybody.
Stay spooky.
Good night.